Alright. I'm doing the electric fans here on the 240. It's the Mishimoto. Yeah, just the two 12-inch fans with their shroud. I don't know what like the CFMs of them are. I've got the paperwork upstairs somewhere. Anyway, it's the kit when you buy their fan shroud kit. This is what you get. Let's see. That's the info. Yeah, I'm just putting it on a, I want to say it's like a Godspeed radiator. Yeah, because my old fans right here, I thought they crapped out, and then like one of them worked, this one worked fine, but this one looks like the bolt backed out of it or whatever, and then this edge right here rubbed into my radiator. Let's see if you can see it. Maybe like a side view of it, but you can see where it kind of took a notch. Right there, the tip of my finger, it took a notch out of these coolant passages. It didn't go through because it hasn't leaked yet, but the car doesn't get that hot during the winter here. So in fact, it never even gets never gets above halfway on my temp gauge. You know, just going from here to work, it's like, I don't know, a couple miles, I guess. But anyway, so I'm wiring this stuff in now. I got this little relay thermostat deal from Advanced, and I already had one in my car, which it worked fine. I just kind of wanted to do a little refresh on it. I did, however, notice that at least when I ran both fans onto one of the setups, basically, so I just tie the two fans together and power them both at the same time, that these fuses right here wanted to basically fry. Like the 25 amps that came in them would melt, so I stuck 30s in there. Haven't had any problems with it other than, I guess, this bolt coming out and it just flopping over there. So they probably still work. I'm gonna hang on to them. I'm gonna test them here in a little while and see if they're still good. I'll keep them for spares, but those mounted straight onto the radiator. So these ones sets it like a half-inch off the radiator, and it comes with a little foam right there that you put right here on this edge. Should keep it cool. A lot of people are saying that the Mishimoto fans are junk and get the eBay fans, which is what I have there. So I'll give these a shot. Soldered the first one right here. I've already had this wired up previously, so I'm just kind of cutting the wires down and buttoning them in together. Kind of got a lot going on here. I'm gonna clean this up some more. But so I'm gonna go ahead and continue soldering that. Probably gonna do a time lapse on it. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot on this whole time lapse thing. All right, here we go. This is everything all buttoned up. Been running it for, I don't know, 2 days since I made the since I started doing the installation. Just forgot to close this deal, but the there's the relay. I went ahead and put loom all over everything, and those look like they're wired together, and they're not. They're grounded together to a ground that I already had run through here. It's just loomed up, trying to keep everything clean. That right there is the sensor. It's not pinched or anything. There's actually a small gap that works perfectly in there. Everything's run there. You see that yellow wire back there that taps into your 12 volt switch, so you turn the key on. And then you've got a 12 volt constant, which is a red wire, which is down in that loom right down there. So 2 of those fuses, one's for each fan and then one's for the main power. Yes, I have 2 25s and then a 130. I'm gonna switch that out actually right now. I'm gonna run the 25s as they come. I was looking on the Mishimoto site and I think they run 30s. Maybe they run 25s, I'm not sure. But these fans are definitely quieter, to the point where I thought they weren't working. And actually, when it first starts up, when they first come on, only one of the fans will come on. And that's how this relay system is set up. So when the temperature gets to, I don't know, I guess when it gets to a certain degree, just the one comes on. When it starts to get, you know, as far as all it needs to cool it down is just one fan, it'll run one fan. When it gets too hot, the other fan kicks on. So I'm digging it. It definitely runs a lot cooler with the shroud, which is good because I don't have a thermostat in there. I really need to put one in, but I had so many problems trying to keep that. I had like an airlock or something going on in there, and during the summertime it would run fine one day and then it would just fucking spike, and couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I tried there's a little bleeder screw on these Ks, and I tried to hit the bleeder screw and air come out every single time, but it would never ever get rid of it. So I removed the thermostat altogether and my cooling issues went away. I don't know, it was like a real hot day one day. It started to get hot again, and I had my fans on full blast and it was still getting hot. So finally I tried jacking the car up to get the air bubbles out. I tried everything, and I went out and bought one of those like $40 or $50 funnel kit things. It actually, you take your radiator cap off and it screws onto it and it places the funnel probably like a foot higher than the actual motor itself. So that's what's important, is you want to get your fill area to the highest point, like noticeably higher. You want it definitely higher than the motor. And as soon as I filled that thing up, started the car up, I mean, it was like air bubbles coming out of it like nobody's business. So, and ever since then it's run perfect. I can't even get it up to temperature, which is my new problem, is that my car never gets up to temperature. So it's never running at operating temperature, which kind of like puts the car as if it's running in choke. So I can let it warm up, and I'll let it warm up, and once it gets to temp, I let it sit there for probably another 5-10 minutes just to make sure it's good and hot. As soon as I hit the road, being it's winter time, it drops right back down to cold. Like not halfway, like below C, like that needle pegs all the way back down. Like, so you can definitely tell the way it runs. It runs crappier when it's in that choke mode type deal. But I'll make another video when I put the thermostat back on. I'm probably going to go with like a Nismo thermostat. I'm going to spend the extra money. I know it's unnecessary, but if I'm replacing something on this car, I spend the dumb money on it, just trying to alleviate me having to spend that money all over again. So we'll give it a shot.